Samsung's accelerated Texas foundry timeline could bring Tesla's AI5 and AI6 chips into mass production earlier than planned. This is Tesla Shorts Time, episode 568. Samsung has deployed over 100 core expatriates plus hundreds more workers to its Taylor, Texas foundry. Equipment setup began in July, with pilot production targeted for September and mass production verification planned for this year. Samsung will co-produce the AI5 chip with TSMC starting next year and handle AI6 exclusively. Domestic lines at 8 nanometer and below already run at 100% utilization. Full ramp is expected after the first half of next year once yields stabilize. The company is expanding local workforce programs, including internships and the SEED entry-level recruitment initiative. From silicon manufacturing, Tesla is placing another major bet on in-house production with its solar cell plans. Tesla filed documents for Project Crystal Sun, a potential $10 billion solar cell manufacturing facility in Fort Bend County, Texas. The project targets scaled domestic solar cell production to support energy products. No final site approval or construction timeline has been confirmed yet. While those large capital projects take shape, Tesla is also expanding its physical presence in an existing market. Tesla plans to increase its vehicle delivery centers in Japan by 60% this year. The move targets improved customer access amid recent sales strength in that market. No specific new locations or exact timelines were released. Demand signals are also showing up in policy-driven markets. Tesla exhausted the rebate funds tied to Governor Gavin Newsom's California program within days. Newsom publicly highlighted the program's role in driving EV adoption. Tesla's Puerto Rico strategy reaches beyond batteries into broader energy and infrastructure plays. The approach leverages local conditions for solar plus storage combinations and grid services. Details on specific project sizes or timelines were not disclosed in the analysis. The effort aligns with Tesla's interest in combining generation and storage under one operator. Puerto Rico's grid conditions have drawn multiple energy firms to test integrated systems. Tesla's presence there builds on earlier battery deployments that demonstrated resilience during outages. Observers note the island could serve as a proving ground for larger solar plus storage packages. On the software and infotainment side, Tesla continues to chart its own course. Tesla, Rivian, and GM continue to exclude Apple CarPlay from their vehicles. The stance centers on retaining control over the infotainment experience and data. No timeline for potential changes was indicated. Each company has built proprietary interfaces that collect driving and usage information directly. The decision keeps software updates and user data within company systems rather than routing through third-party platforms. Owners who prefer CarPlay must rely on aftermarket solutions or accept the native systems. East-West Bank cardholders qualify for 5,000 kilometers of free Tesla supercharging credits during the August 10 to 13 promotion window. The offer applies to qualifying Tesla owners in the Philippines. Redemption requires meeting the bank's eligibility rules. The limited time window is meant to encourage new and existing owners to use the supercharger network. Local Tesla communities have shared the terms on social platforms ahead of the start date. On the software side, one driver just set a new supervised FSD benchmark. Prolific FSD user David Moss became the first to complete 25,000 miles on supervised FSD without any steering, brake, or intervention. Tesla marked the achievement with a celebration animation in the car. Moss maintained the streak across varied driving conditions. While long streaks demonstrate consistency for some, new vehicle sightings continue to generate interest. An apparent cybercab prototype with a steering wheel and large central monitor was spotted in a Shoreline, Washington grocery store parking lot. Another cybercab was observed operating on public roads in Orlando, Florida. Development vehicles are one thing, real-world incidents involving customer cars are another. A brand new Cybertruck became unresponsive during home charging, requiring technicians to disassemble the wall-mounted charger before the vehicle could be towed while still plugged in. An Oklahoma buyer purchased a 2016 Model X 90D for $9,500 without seeing it first and anticipated significant issues. Upon arrival, the vehicle performed better than expected. The story was covered by supercarblondie.com. The buyer documented the condition of the low-mileage example after the sight-unseen transaction. San Francisco 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan stated his Tesla was in autopilot mode during a crash near downtown Palo Alto. A separate $10 million lawsuit alleges that insane mode contributed to a test drive incident that ended when the vehicle accelerated into a hair salon. An incident involving a Tesla resulted in firefighters being hospitalized after an explosion. Details on the vehicle model and exact cause remain limited in initial reports. The event has prompted discussion on emergency response protocols for high-voltage packs. Responders face challenges typical of energized battery systems during the response. These day-to-day stories sit against a larger strategic question the company is now betting heavily on. The push to build a $10 billion solar cell plant in Texas forces a direct look at how Tesla intends to control its own energy hardware costs rather than relying on external suppliers. When a company commits that scale of capital to cell production, the bet is that in-house manufacturing will eventually deliver lower per-unit costs and tighter integration with Megapack and Powerwall assembly than buying cells on the open market. The economics only close if yield rates and throughput reach levels that offset the upfront construction and equipment spend. Vertical integration here also reduces exposure to global supply chain shocks that have repeatedly delayed other solar manufacturers. That calculation sits alongside the separate decision to accelerate a Texas foundry for AI5 and AI6 chips. Both moves concentrate supply chain risk inside Tesla-controlled sites, yet they also multiply the capital that must be deployed before any incremental revenue appears. If either facility hits delays in yield or qualification, the cash flow impact lands directly on Tesla's balance sheet instead of being shared with contract manufacturers. The foundry timeline is further compressed by 100% utilization at Samsung's domestic lines, leaving little slack for ramp issues. Parallel execution across energy and silicon therefore tests Tesla's ability to sequence large projects without straining internal resources. The practical test will be whether these plants can reach steady-state output fast enough to support the vehicle, robotaxi, and stationary storage volumes Tesla has already guided. Until the first high-volume quarters of production data arrive, the scale of the commitments remains larger than the visible demand signal that would normally justify them. Success would lower the cost base for both solar plus storage packages and next-generation inference hardware, directly supporting margin targets across multiple business lines. Before we go, the next update on Samsung's Texas foundry yields is worth watching once pilot lines begin running in September. That covers it for today's Tesla developments. TSLA closed at $328.58, up $9.05, 2.8%. Share this episode with a fellow Tesla enthusiast if you found it useful, and subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's episode. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for being here. Quick tip from the network. Try Planetarian Daily next. Daily breakthroughs in science, health, and longevity. Every Nera Network show is free at neranetwork.com. The age of AI puts real builders on the phone with an AI host. Apply at neranetwork.com. Age of AI apply. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.